This is Radio Free Cybertron number 812. This is our 2022 year in review. We do this every year. We don't review 2022 every year, but we look back at the prior year. This week we have with us Diecast, Don, Matt, and Chris. Rob is not with us. This podcast is broken up into three parts. Part one will be our look back at the toys and news, favorite news items of the year. It's basically the RFC awards. Second section will be the recap of our predictions for 2022. And next week, we'll be doing our predictions for 2023.
Although this time next year, we'll be reviewing our 2023 predictions.
This is true. And part three will be our news recap of 2022. Pause. People watching live, we've already recorded the first two parts. This is part three. If you want to hear the first two parts, go back and listen to the podcast. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. So, okay. As we do this every year, we look at this month over month, starting with the earliest month of the year, of course, that being January, going through the end. This year, we have this broken up into about 2.5 pages of news items. I think one year we had this at 24 pages. And we had...
Yeah, I think that's the year we started saying we didn't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, so it's much more manageable now. But we're not going to have a lot of time to speak about any specific news item, but we can go into a little bit of detail. But starting off in January... The big news item, though, Chris Cox was named the new CEO of Hasbro. That was after, Brian Goldner died, fall or winter last year.
Yeah, Brian Goldner had stepped down, and then not too long after that, they announced he had passed away. Yeah.
Yeah. And this ended up being pretty substantial. I mean, obviously, anytime there's a new CEO, that's a big deal, but he's made some pretty big changes with the company. He had pretty... drastic disagreements with the way that the company is being managed before, and they are in a state of transformation right now. We'll see how things go. Hopefully, by the end of the year, we'll have a better idea.
Would it be a state of conversion?
That is, yeah, you're right.
I get that reference.
Yeah. Also in January, we only have 4 news items for January to talk about. This year got progressively busier when it came to news items. MPG-02 Getsui was officially revealed. And this was before, of course, we got Shoki in hand, and we didn't realize how... I think we had an inkling, but we didn't really realize how painful these would be.
Getsui looks like... pretty good idea the first time we saw, the sample images of Shoki, but I was hoping against hope.
And Getsui looks like it would be the better one, but apparently not.
No, it is definitely not.
It is not. It is not. Moving in.
But I'm sure Yuki Kaze will be just fine.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah. So, possibly the biggest news item of the year. This was Rob's biggest news item of the year. IDW losing the licenses to Transformers. And I guess, was G.I. Joe and My Little Pony in there as well?
I believe so.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe at least was.
Yeah, 18 years of Transformers comics.
That's a pretty incredible run.
It's an incredible run, and everything comes to an end. So eventually it was going to happen. But, it's painful to see it go.
We don't have to like it.
Yeah. But
we still don't know where it's going, right?
Sure don't.
No.
Yeah.
We don't. And that, nothing's been announced. And that doesn't mean that it's actually going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, there were rumors floating around all year, but nothing's ever substantially materialized. And at this point, especially with the change in CEO, Hasbro may just be at a point where yeah, maybe we don't want to do this right now for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Or they're going to look at doing it themselves.
I mean, that's been suggested.
Although I would tend to shoot that down because one of the main things Chris Cox seems to want to change versus Brian Goldner's approach is not having Hasbro be a media production company anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, back in January when that was suggested, we didn't know that. So that was perfectly reasonable conjecture.
Yeah.
At this point, that just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, I kind of want to show this off, but it's like, this is old news now. But in January, Legacy Voyagers hit the shelves, and we saw them all cardboard, no plastic,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just become life now.
Yeah. And it's actually going to get worse with the coming product years stuff too, because like they're changing the way the cardboard backing works on the toys, so it holds on to them more.
It's cardboard fronting now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cardboard fronting.
Yeah, and that's a way to secure the toys more firmly with I think less packing material involved again.
Can they do it without damaging the paint on the figures? Because that's really what I want them to do.
Probably not.
Like, I don't understand why the Marvel Legends figures can be wrapped in like a wax paper, or, that type of paper, but
If they go
Transformers figures don't get that.
If they go to fully enclosed packaging, which I think by this time next year they probably will, that's more probable. But right now, if there's any of the toy showing, they don't want to wrap it up. They want the customer to see it.
Yeah, because I think we came to understand that the packaging style was locked in for Legacy and Legacy Evolution, essentially, before the decision was made on the other lines to go to fully enclosed packaging.
Yeah. So I put this in here. So a little bit of sausage making. Normally how we do this is I go through the year in show notes, and I basically put everything down on the document. Then I strike everything out that I don't think we want to talk about. Then I send it out to the guys and have them edit. I'm amazed that nobody took this out.
I thought it would take like 30 seconds, so
I wanted to talk about this. In entertainment news, the Transformers Sleep Story is added to the Calm app. This changed my life in some weird way. So I learned about the Calm app, which is basically an app to fall asleep, which I don't use. But I learned about that there are stories on this that are slow and monotonous and go nowhere. And the whole point is to put you to sleep. And Peter Cullen is like born to do this.
I remember you being excited about this. Otherwise, I probably would have put it on the list to be struck. But I knew I would have been vetoed.
Yeah.
Peter Cullen is perfect for this because, like, the way you describe it, it's basically Eeyore reading you a story. And Peter Cullen was Eeyore.
You're exactly right. And like, I actually now for my kids subscribe to like a podcast just for this. And I've thought about making a podcast in this style. I've thought about doing this because that's how I speak anyway. So, yeah, this was like one of my favorite news items of the year. And having actually listened to the story, it really will put you to sleep.
I did actually think about striking this out when I was going over it, or at least putting a note at the end of who cares. Apparently, I have learned who cares. It's you.
Yeah. So, Fan First Friday, early part of February, we learned about the Bumblebee movie toys, which Diecast was a big fan of. And movie 86 figures such as Junk Heap and Sludge, and some buzzworthy Bumblebee stuff. Yeah. Earthspark and BotBot, the cartoon first looks. At that point, I guess we mostly didn't really know what to think. Now, in hindsight, both series are actually pretty good. I was surprised how much I liked BotBots actually, because I really thought that was good. Yeah, I thought I was going to I thought BotBots was just going to be, like shovel media. It's actually pretty good.
I thought BotBots was but Earthspark was
not for everybody.
Really,
they're both
really
great.
good.
They're both great.
I still have not watched the BotBots cartoon.
My 6-year-old loves it, and I honestly, it was a lot better than I was expecting. Also in February, there was this rumor of Lego to release a Transformers set.
It's crazy talk. That'll never happen.
What?
They've been like harsh rivals for a long time.
Yeah, not going to happen.
I don't think Lego would be too happy with them in general, just because of that whole Creo nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, so I actually about this time, a friend of a friend, a family member of a friend, who works for Lego, had told her sister, it's like, hey, tell your friend Brian that we're gonna have a Lego Transformer. I bet he'd like to know about that. Like when all this news stuff was happening. So I'm like, oh, I can't talk about it because I don't want to get them in trouble. So, but yeah, apparently they found out somehow, like before the news broke. So yeah. Let's see here. Moving to March, we learned about the Transformers Cross G.I. Joe collaborative Megatron HISS tank. Something we had hoped for a long time. Honestly, it seemed like it made sense. Why not do it if you're going to do collaborative stuff? And G.I. Joe or Mask seemed like an obvious thing to do. And I think we all were cautiously optimistic, maybe cautiously realistic.
With a lot of things this year, I think it was decent. I think it was overpriced. And that's pretty much my feeling throughout the year for most of the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Let's see here.
I mostly just think that we thought for a long time that should happen, and then we learned why it never should have happened in the first place. The way the toy turned out.
I still think they could pull it off. I just don't think they have yet. RC News Desk 157, NFTs hit Transformers. March. Yeah. The Pops, it wasn't Hasbro doing it at least, but Hasbro signed off on it. Said, yeah, right. Sure, that makes a lot of sense to it.
I hope they learned and they won't do this again.
They are doing it again.
I know.
Maybe they'll learn this time.
No, because it's the Funko Pops audience. They'll buy anything.
Yeah. And also in March, our pal Wheeljack64 found Legacy.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh. Found Bulkhead in stores.
Yeah, we're pretty sure he was the first person in the U.S. to have an in-store sighting of that.
Yeah, that we know of.
And now we're still swimming in bulkheads.
We are still.
So my Walmart actually did finally catch up to G-Axis.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's still a bulkhead if you dig deep enough.
Probably.
Let's see.
And it probably doesn't have a head.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, April, also a short month. Mark Mayer shares first concept models for Kingdom Cheetor.
Oh, yeah. See, I found that pretty interesting in a couple ways. Like, obviously, there's going to be a model making stage of any new toy development, especially for when they're trying to sell the idea of a new segment of the Generations line. Like, if they're going in a different direction, they need to prove how something's going to work. So, they had just probably off the shelf model of a cheetah that he scored panel seams into to show how it would break apart. And then they took a moon racer, a Power of the Prime moon racer, and put cheetah parts on that to demonstrate what the robot mode would look like. And it's just yeah, that Power of the Prime moon racer, they really can and will make anything out of that. Yeah. I got a big kick out of that, which it's the same reason my biggest news item of the year is all the behind the scenes stuff from the designers through the Instagram accounts. We get to see stuff like this that we almost never get to see. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. Let's see here. RC News Desk 160, Transformers Fan First Tuesday featuring Robosin and Legacy Wave 2. That we knew there was a new Robosin item on the way. At that point, everybody assumed that it was going to be a Bumblebee.
Yep.
But no, it was a trailer.
Yeah.
Does the trailer work with the Elite version?
I don't think it does. It?
Oh, the bigger one it works with.
Yeah.
The original version. No, the Elite one is going to be the smaller one.
Oh, yeah, the Elite's the smaller one, and it does not work with the trailer. Last I heard.
Yeah, it does not.
But we got Legacy Wave 2, of course, featuring some of our favorite figures like Tarantulas, etc.
Yeah, some good stuff in there.
And Jaxus.
Knockout also happened.
Yeah, Knockout.
Did I buy anything from that wave?
Motor Master.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
you must
okay.
have. You got G-Axis.
Got Jaxus.
I mean,
Motor Master.
deluxes though.
Oh, deluxes. Okay.
Yeah,
No, I absolutely bought Motor Master and G-Axis. Why would you?
Wild
not?
Rider was in that wave.
Oh, okay. So nothing good in the deluxes. Gotcha.
I remember kind of liking the Elita 1.
The Elita 1 mold is actually quite good for female Autobot mold.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been worse.
I mean, if they we're rumored to have Shadow Striker coming in this product year. If they want to take that Elita mold and retool it a little bit and use it a third time to make that happen, like, I'm on board.
Let's see here. Also in April, Titan class Cybertron Metroplex. This we knew this was coming. I don't remember. Was this the first time we actually saw it? Saw official photos?
Clearly, yeah. Yeah, there was a very small scale leak of it. But yeah, like actually a good look at it, proper confirmation that it was really happening. Yeah, this was the first.
Yeah, it being in April, this was probably like a Pulse Fan Fest event or something.
Yeah,
this was one that there was even after it came out, just a lot of disagreement on whether people actually thought this was a good toy or not.
It's the only.
I mean, I've never heard anybody. I've never heard anybody that bought it say it's a bad toy.
It's not. I own it.
It's just kind of like, we know they're running out of Titans class figures, but still, it's like, really?
I mean, I know that you guys really love the Arc, but when they did the Arc, they were out of ideas.
I love the Arc in robot mode.
Yeah, but when they did the Arc, they were out of ideas, basically, for Titan class figures.
I have to disagree
And
because
next year we're getting the Nemesis, so they're clearly out of ideas again.
Yeah,
they didn't do Tidal Wave. That's an idea that's got to be at the top of the list. And they didn't do it yet,
so it seems like there's hesitation to do Tidal Wave because of the boats aspect, and they don't want to have to print in literally 30 languages. Does not float.
Yeah, like I'd be fine with a Commander class Tidal Wave.
I would not. It has to be Titan class for the size. That I am not interested in a Commander class that splits into 3 different parts. It has to be bigger.
No. If it was a Commander class, I want to just be the super battleship and the robot. I would not want it to split into the 3 components.
Then it's not Tidal Wave.
I mean, at this point, though, like, I'll take what I can get. And for me, the super battleship is the iconic Tidal Wave look and feel.
Yeah, agree.
Like, I love what the original Armada toy was, that you had the little, it's not a fleet, but the little battle group of vessels that could then turn into a super battleship and also had a robot mode. Like, it's, it's very Armada in the play pattern, but I don't need that replicated in a modern toy.
I do.
Okay.
I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm thinking, what if they do 2 releases and they're like 2 different releases, they're duocons. One is like a ship and something, the other one's something, and you buy both to make the regular Tidal Wave. Like 2 leader class figures, like, and then you can still get Tidal Wave, but you have 2 different
With
figures.
Like individual robot modes.
Yeah, but then you basically power link them together and you get Tidal Wave.
That would be a lot of work, but if they could make it work and be really cool, sure. I mean, that would.
And then build in retools to make it as Overlord.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that recently. Not to digress too much, but if they're going to do another, maybe 2 HasLabs from now, we could get another Overlord.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
So okay. So moving on to May. First look at Studio Series Thundercracker and Age of Extinction Galvatron. That Galvatron, I just saw it on the shelf today or yesterday. It sure is something.
I just bought it on the shelf because it was on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sure.
remember the pre-orders were originally slated for actually January 2023, and then they came out like 6 months early.
hmm
A lot of things came out early this year.
Uh-huh.
Yes, like
yeah,
everything.
everything.
Yep.
It's super frustrating.
Oh yeah.
So MP56 revealed Trailbreaker.
People are actually starting to get those in hand now.
Yeah. Speaking of, I have it in hand right here. I had no idea it had shipped. Let's see here. Wreck and Roll Collection 2022, Amazon's Subline. So it's done, right? There's nothing left
Yeah.
to come out.
Yeah.
Not my favorite Subline.
No.
It's been interesting stuff.
I quite liked it. I left one of the releases, like I didn't get the bulkhead because it wasn't different enough from the one I already had.
Mhm.
Remember, I ordered Bulkhead, and somehow somebody had perfectly resealed like the retail
Yeah.
release in the box, and it took me about 10 minutes to realize it.
I remember
anything special.
Yeah.
I remember not liking the Springer the first time we saw it, but Diecast bought it for me for my birthday, and like it's way nicer in hand.
It is.
Yeah, but I tell you, it's the star of the show was Landmine and Diaclone Twin Twist. Those two were just some phenomenal repaints.
Diaclone Twin
True.
Twist is just a good toy. Now we need Top Spin.
Agree.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they will find somewhere to make that happen. Because like of the two versions of that jump starter, the top spin version is the one I prefer.
And we finally got a Generations Leadfoot toy, and it's a good toy. And
Yeah, pretty nice. The paint job even seems to have held up amazingly enough. And the fossilizers sure happened too.
Yeah. Also in
I gave them away.
yeah. Also in May, Transformers Tuesday reveals of Studio Series Galvatron, Thundercracker, Sideways, Dark Moon, Bumblebee, Studio 80 Series 86 RC.
Mhm.
That again, speaking of toys that people couldn't agree on, Studio Series 86 RC. I think some people hated it and some people really liked it. I'm somewhere in the middle.
I've never even seen it anywhere.
I got it off of Amazon.
I think I saw it at Target. I got mine on Amazon.
I'd be more firmly positive about it if it did not seem to have a endemic flaw of the torso pieces not locking together.
Don't know if mine has that issue. No, mine doesn't really have that issue.
Mine is
Yeah, in robot mode, there's like a nylon on nylon joint that's supposed to tab together and hold the middle of the robot solid, and it just doesn't. And I know that's the case on a lot of the copies.
mine is in a Ziploc bag in the bottom of a bin somewhere, like most of everything that came out this year. Also, Legacy Walmart exclusive Scourge / Black Convoy leaked. And I think I learned about that listening to the news desk. I think Chris may have done a news desk on that. And I was driving down the road and listening to that.
That's possible.
Yeah.
I remember when you bought that toy.
I was with you when we found it. Yeah.
I can't remember if when that item happened, we had the picture of it or if it was just the text listing about it.
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
we didn't learn about the colors until much later because
Okay.
I remember everybody being astonished that the colors were
Yeah,
not
okay,
what we
so-
were expecting.
Yeah.
So that was when there was still optimism about this.
So June, we learned that Transformers 2007 would be coming back to theaters for a Fathom event, July 10th and 14th for the 15th anniversary.
Did
anybody go to that?
I didn't.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I completely forgot about it.
Yeah. I didn't care. Masterpiece Skyfire. Still no price on it.
Oh, nobody cares about that.
No, I paid for it already.
We still don't know how much it's going to be. You put a pre-order down, didn't you?
No, I paid in full.
For the actual real Masterpiece Skyfire.
Yes.
Okay, good luck with that.
Well, actually, okay, no, Takara I'm looking at it right now. Takara Mall.jp has it for 38,500 yen. So it actually does have a price.
What's the release date that I don't remember?
March.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
March of
it's
this
coming
year.
up soon. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, shoot, I honestly thought that I don't remember it. Maybe I'm not getting it. I guess I'm not getting it. Well, crap.
I think it's Takara Tomy exclusive. You would have to get it through importer. Like it wouldn't be on Amazon Japan.
I mean, I would have thought I would have ordered it through Pulse or something. I would have thought they would have put it up.
Did you say 38,000 yen?
Yeah, so
Over $300.
about $300.
I paid about 220.
Well, you probably locked in at a better exchange rate
Yeah, and a good
or
sale.
something.
And a good sale.
Okay.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess either way you'll get surprised in March or soon thereafter if you pre-ordered it.
Well, crap. I honestly thought that this was not shipping anytime soon.
Yeah, I'd forgotten they put a date on it too.
Oh, well. Let's see here.
I guess Matt was right. Nobody does care about it.
Nobody cares about it. Also, MPG 03 announced. I was actually on vacation when this happened because I remember where I was when I was listening to the podcast when you guys were talking about it. G.I. Joe Cross Transformers Striker Bumblebee revealed. I remember, like, it's one of those moments when I wasn't on the podcast and I was listening and I was like trying to argue with you guys, like in the middle of like a mall in Cincinnati. Like the day after you recorded it. But yeah.
And that was the last time Brian ever missed a show.
Was it? Might have been.
I don't know.
But yeah. It's that one's not out yet, right? No, it is out. I've got it. Yeah, it's not good either.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I was never really impressed with it, but I thought I'll see how Megatron turns out. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon.
No, the fundamental flaw with these is they're trying to make them fit G.I. Joe figures when they just need to make Transformers of the vehicles in normal Transformers scale. That's the problem.
The only reason I'm happy with my purchase is I got it on Amazon when it was on sale for $80, and I sold the Baroness that was included for $30. So, I mean, that made it a bit more palatable.
Yeah, Diecast just put in our internal chat a link to where that was Skyfire was put up on Pulse. Pre-order due date was August 5th, and it was $275. I don't know whether I ordered that or not.
Well, you'll have a surprise.
Yeah. I don't remember anything anymore, so it doesn't matter. Let's see here. In June, Motormaster was found in Australia. That was big news because everybody was excited about that.
Good.
Yeah, and then it was big news because I believe the one found in Australia was also pre-yellowed.
Yep. That was everybody's talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one of my favorite stories all year was the Transformers movie Optimus Primal face mask in Bumblebee as well.
I love this. I can't wait to get them.
Yeah.
Is that
Shouldn't be too
the
much
face
longer.
mask that transforms?
It's the face mask that transforms.
Looks like it would be really uncomfortable to
It
wear.
does look like it's going to
Yes.
be really uncomfortable, but I will buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we determined in the first pictures we saw of that the back of the mask mode was not transformed fully. So there's probably less, pointy ends sticking in toward your face.
The toy, the robot, looks so much better than the movie robot does. It looks like Optimus Primal.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
If you think about it, with the lead time all this stuff has, probably a lot of the early Rise of the Beast stuff was based on just existing Beast Wars character art
Yeah,
and concepts,
probably.
which got worked on more and refined, quote unquote, as the movie's special effects were developed. So yeah, this does look more like Optimus Primal than what's in the movie because it's based on more on classic Optimus Primal.
I like it. That's what I want.
Maybe it's the low grade fever that I'm running, But I'm now picturing the Optimus Primal mask set in with the masks characters spinning around, and then someone it drops down, and someone gets the Primal mask.
So Don just spilled the beans. So like right before record time, he just informed us that he has COVID. So Don is not feeling good. So Don is a trooper for being here. Thank you, Don.
Just don't make me a VR trooper, please.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's something. Evan Brooks shares more photos of Studio Series 86 RC. Again, just more debate on whether it's a good toy or not. That's what that led to. Takara Tomy demonstrates MP Skyfire's transformation in new video. I think we were all surprised at how simple it was, but the whole idea was it doesn't have to transform into anything real.
Mm-hmm.
The video's now private.
Oh, that's funny. Also in June, MP Raiden torso officially shown off. Didn't get the warm fuzzies from it.
Yeah, that's just like part of a chain where every new thing they show us just makes us enjoy this less.
But the warmest of fuzzies, Tonkinator. I think Tonkinator was like one of our favorite news items of the year. Having it in hand, I still really like it. I don't think that I love it as much as I thought I would, though.
Darn it! I want fiction to go.
I bought two. One to keep in the package and one to play with, and I really should have just bought one.
Yeah.
This is the kind of exclusive that for the price, I would have loved to have had a thin, maybe just a couple pages comic. I know it would have added a whole sort of dynamic to it. But something like this existing in a vac, it's like a BotCon release. You need some kind of fiction to help make this fit and enjoy it more based on this brief appearance. So that would have been nice, but
I don't know. I mean, it has to exist.
He doesn't need fiction. He is Tonkinator.
Yeah,
that's enough.
Yeah, like it has to exist in a world where Hasbro exists.
It's a world of the illusion where things are not what they seem.
He is Tonkinator. You are like the buzzing of flies to him.
Yeah, I think it's fine. So moving to July, first look at Velocitron Wave 2 Crasher. We love Crasher, I think. We love Crasher, right? We love the character Crasher, but do we love the toy?
Yeah.
The character, yes. The toy is fine.
The toy is frustrating because, like, it demonstrates that the toy accurate Mirage head exists on the tooling for the Earthrise version Mirage, but we still don't have that head on a normal colored or even Diaclone colored Mirage release.
That is wrong.
Yes.
And the Siege version, that head only came out on the fully clear plastic version.
It is wrong.
So,
yes, and I really need that red Diaclone Mirage.
I need it badly.
I'm still hoping a third party does a more Crasher looking face. So, because I would be tempted to get that.
Pretty sure somebody was working on it.
Yeah, I thought someone did.
yeah, it might be hard to pop the head off without breaking something, though. Like, a lot of these heads now are made where the neck socket is too small to pass the ball through it. And it's just glued around
Devious.
it. Yeah.
Also in July, SDCC 2022 wrap up, Legacy Earthspark exclusives and Victory Saber. So we got to see things such as the Arise set? What was it called? The set that had
A Hero is Born.
Hero is Born set, and of course stuff that's already come out recently, like Armada, Starscream, Inferno, Transmetal, 2 Megatron, Crankcase.
Yeah, because the interesting thing about this is that the SDCC presentation for the Legacy stuff was super, super basic. Like, they had one picture of just the robot modes, I think, for the toys. They didn't show any accessories or anything. There was no samples in display cases. And, like, we just felt really strongly like they were not prepared to actually go to SDCC that season. And they pulled a lot of this together, doing basically as little as they could to have a presentation, but not take away from other reveals they already had scheduled and planned.
Yeah.
Like, it is just a really weird feeling situation.
Let's see here. Moving to August, JT Prime shares more information about Legacy Year 2. Of
which
course.
is probably like product listings for stuff that's in the process of coming out right now.
Yeah. So EV Core Nemesis Prime, EV Core Grimlock, Bomber, Swoop, Starscream, Scar, Snarl. So a lot of things. Junkion 2, Nemesis Leo, Junkion, Voyager Bludgeon.
Okay, so that's actually stuff a couple ways ahead still.
Yeah. Okay. August is a pretty good month. Canon collaboration, Optimus Prime and Reflector. So originally, first we learned about the Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
everybody's
everybody was like, why didn't they make a reflector as a camera?
Like, yeah. And it's like, well, Canon wanted Optimus Prime. I mean,
Then the very next day, we learned that, oh, yeah, they're making Reflector too, because that just makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably like one of those things where Canon wanted Optimus Prime
Mm-hmm.
and Takara was like,
Takara wanted to use the mold more than once.
yeah, Takara's like, well, why don't we
Well,
use?
I don't have any interest in this, but from what I've seen, everywhere is sold out. So it must have been a pretty good hit with people. I guess
Or
we'll just have to
they're
see.
just low quantity
Low
produced.
production.
Well, that's
yeah.
true. I guess we'll just have to see what develops.
Didn't you order one, Brian?
I canceled it. I canceled my pre-orders. And apparently, I canceled my pre-order for Masterpiece Skyfire because I just saw my email where I canceled my Hasbro Pulse pre-order. Oh, well.
So the thing with the Canon collaboration, like the camera it turns into is detailed very accurately to the model of Canon mirrorless camera that it is, an R6, I think. But it's at like 70% scale. It's not a 1-to-1 scale replica of their camera. It's miniaturized. Which like even I don't shoot with Canon cameras. If they'd made a Sony mirrorless, I would have been more inclined to feel like I needed to get that because Sony's what I shoot with. But like any interest I would have had just went out the window when it was mini versus like a real feeling real size camera. And then the reflector version, yeah, the Canon wanting Optimus makes sense as a theory because like the reflector uses a lot of Optimus parts just painted differently.
Yeah. Let's see here. So we are in August. First full reveal of Legacy, Point Blank, and Dead End. And we have them now. I don't have Dead End yet, but most of you guys do. Okay, so this is a sort of a collection of sort of like what's a good way to say this? Hasbro did not have the best August. Their stock dropped about 20% over 6 months.
Yeah, it's more they didn't have the best first half of a 2022.
Yeah, that's fair. They considered sale or restructuring of entertainment assets, which happened.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
It's
they
still
haven't.
happening.
Yeah,
Yes,
still
they
happening.
haven't sold E1 yet, but it is on the table.
Yeah. And Hasbro to change their toy distribution strategy. So I forgot what all the details on that.
It was something about
Less structured waves.
yeah. It seemed, if I remember this right, it sounded like they might try to roll out the strategy they're using for some of their online retailers, letting them order batches of single toys and basically make their own groupings with them.
That's going to be
Was one of the theories.
But that's going to be very difficult with lead.
Mhm.
I mean, like if you have to do that in advance,
Yeah.
and that means that would affect like the production. So you're going to wind up with toys that have very low production runs in some cases.
Or, it's going to be, this is what we have available. What do you want to order? And then it's going to turn into
Somebody's going to stuck with, all the dead ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think at this time anybody had a clear idea of what this model was actually going to end up looking like, but it was one of the options that Hasbro was reportedly looking at that point. And it's as much to deal with, their stock situation in financial terms as it is to deal with what we've been complaining about with stuff being projected for 6 months later, but shipping well early. If they can streamline that part of the logistics process, they can try to get their dates to line up a little bit better, make everybody happier.
Yeah. Moving to September, upcoming Transformers reactions teased on G2 Grimlock and Toy Galvatron card backs. Of course, that was the G1 prototype Unicron.
Yeah, that was everyone's darling.
It is literally the only toy that I still have on pre-order.
I have the G2 Grimlock. I got that at Target.
I don't. I saw it and I skipped it. Let's see here. RFC News Desk 1621, Velocitron Speedia 500 Deluxe Wave 2 revealed.
Crasher and Shadow Strip.
Yep.
And we
And
still don't know if we're going to get any more recolored
Stunticons.
Dunicons.
Yeah, we've not heard anything yet.
Well, that's just because there hasn't been any formal announcements or like good leaks on upcoming exclusive sublines. And I think one of the things Mark was saying in one of his Instagram posts was their intention is to try to work those into future
Yeah, where they
exclusive
can.
capsules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow Strip was the one that we were surprised by because we thought it was going to be something else.
Shadow
Shadow
Striker.
Striker.
Yeah.
Because the way the stuff is listed, the name is abbreviated, and everybody just assumed it was Shadow Striker based on the abbreviation, which was completely
Stry.
reasonable.
Yeah. Like, depending on where the data is being pulled from, some of those
Yeah.
fields are abbreviated because it might live on a barcode, and a barcode
Right.
or on a shelf tag or something, and some of those
Mhm.
only have like 10 characters.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Our Spark will debut November 11th on Paramount Plus.
And it did.
Yeah.
I watched some of it. Pretty good.
There's a ton of stuff here. 2023 product listings from JT Prime and Hyper Shouta. Holiday Optimus is the important one there. My favorite
Love
toy.
that. Love that toy.
I do too. So Studio Series Part 1, Part 2, more Legacy for 2023, and a lot of stuff. So that's not even the most recent wave of releases or leaks or whatever you want to call it,
Uh-huh.
listings, but more and more. Like, we basically, it feels like we know almost everything.
So apparently Hasbro is starting to code name more and more of the Transformers stuff.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so like we will know X number of deluxes and X wave, but figuring out what is going to be more and more challenging. So we may start getting surprises again to some degree.
I mean, so G.I. Joe's been doing that for a while. Is it that the G.I. Joe fans have been going through this whole
Well, and the Power Rangers Lightning Collection stuff does it too, actually.
dude, like, are Power Rangers fans and G.I. Joe fans like digging through the dumpster at the back of like the Hasbro headquarters to figure out what's going on? Or
Well, with the Power Rangers line, they had like themes where you could tell from one wave to the next, you could work out like the naming scheme. Now they've changed that, and it's way more scatter shot. Like, good luck guessing this one, nerds.
yeah. Matt's probably least favorite story of the year. First look at Legacy Breakdown.
I
don't
mean, I
wanna
wasn't a
talk
big
about
fan of this either.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Fully combined. Don't want to talk about this. Fully combined Masterpiece Raiden showed at Karatomi Hobby Expo.
Yeah, that sure is a gray model.
It sure is a great model. Earthspark toy line display at Oz Comic-Con in Sydney. So that was a good news day.
Nice looking toys.
Yeah.
I'll buy some of them.
Yeah, people.
bought the
I know
first
some
three.
people already have some of these. I didn't pre-order them.
Yeah, because I mean, some of this has come out in Canada, for one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the 3 deluxes that came out through Hasbro Pulse.
So moving to October, it went almost to launch date without being spoiled. Velocitron Leader 2 is Galaxy Shuttle, and we were all very surprised.
Yeah,
Love it.
we
It's-
spent a lot of time, especially in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, like speculating just based on the molds that were available, what could the second Velocitron subline leader be? one of the things we did joke about was an Astro Train redeco based on the Platinum G1 re-release.
Oh yeah.
So like some of us were close-ish to the truth.
I think this is one of those weird instances where like Dawn foretold the future when that Astro Train toy came out, and he's like, they could make a Galaxy shuttle out of this. We're like, yeah, okay, Dawn, whatever.
So more like, what I would have liked as far as like dumb repaints go. So we got Jetfire repainted as Astro Train for like BotCon. I would like to have Astro Train repainted as Jetfire.
Oh, Armada Jetfire, yeah.
Armada Jetfire. How horrible would that be?
Pretty bad, actually.
It would be pretty bad. I would love that.
Well, especially since Armada Jetfire was loosely based on Galaxy Shuttle.
Mm-hmm. Well, or actually, yeah. Let's see here. Hasbro renews partnership with Paramount for Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
It can't all be good news.
No. Walmart Con didn't go quite as expected. But we got to
no, it went exactly as I expected.
Yeah. I'm shocked, I tell you, shocked. Well, not really.
So it says, but we got a weird surprise, and I can't remember what that was.
It's the next two items.
Oh, Retro Transformers the movie Starscream and Magenta Hot Rod.
Yeah, so the weird surprise was that we're getting another round of Walmart exclusive G1 reissues, but now it's the G1 toys in cartoon-based decos with no stickers.
They look so good.
Yeah, that Hot Rod actually does look really good.
And everybody that has it in hand absolutely loves it.
And the box, I'm sorry, the box is just phenomenal looking.
Except for the windowless part.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're taking advantage of that to put like really nice full panel art on the packaging. And as much as I do want to be able to inspect the toys before I buy them, like, I appreciate the quality of the art they're putting there instead.
Yeah. Hasbro earning report is really bad.
Kind of bad, yeah.
Stock price dropped to $65 a share after the report. I don't remember what it was before, but that's a pretty good drop. Mm-hmm. And like within days of this, I think they announced layoffs.
Yeah.
And then they started them like right away.
Yeah, not a great year for Hasbro.
Not a great year for anybody, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Robos and Optimus Prime smaller elite version,
which doesn't work with the trailer that you may or may not have spent a lot of money on for your large one.
Yeah.
Or the display base, I believe, that people are spending lots and lots of money on that works with the big one.
Yeah.
Can't never been for that display base.
Never been too thrilled with this.
The problem with the elite version is that it's not even that much cheaper than the original price of the original one.
Nope.
But Robosen upped the SRP of the original one after they decided they weren't going to make them anymore to make the elite look cheaper.
Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
I'm sure that price allows for a sell price also. So when the elite, is out for a while, you're going to see that one on sale. And then it might be more reasonable.
Moving to November, Desaurus has lab launches. Yep.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm. We were all pretty sure it would work.
Hasbro sells Boulder animation.
And so it begins.
And
a lot of people are going, what's Boulder animation?
They rescue bots, basically.
Yeah, My Little Pony.
Yeah. Oh, so like the 2D animated stuff for Hasbro properties, a lot of that came out of Boulder animation.
Yeah. Photos of Victory Saber in hand from Hong Kong.
And so it begins.
And QC issues.
Some pretty bad QC issues, honestly.
Yeah, like Hasbro needs to do a much better job with Death Source next year. Like much better. My confidence does not soar.
No.
QC issues if you're actually getting the toy that you ordered.
I will send a polite letter to people that I do not know and do not work with.
Yeah. Well, I will give Hasbro credit. We'll probably talk about this on the next show that they are, for some people, allowing them to return it and it sounds like they're going to
It
do
sou-
another
Yeah,
run.
it kind of sounds like they're doing another production run to make up for
To
a
make
lot of the
replacements.
orders that are not a lot of the orders that are not getting fulfilled through certain sites where had pre-orders.
So that is the right thing to do. I mean, if people have QC issues, they need to do another run of it, because there was no, there's no other way to get this toy. It's not like they can go to a different retailer.
Yeah.
Now, if Hasbro is actually willing to go to another run with this, I will give them all the credit in the world.
Yeah. Let's see.
Next
here.
week on RFC.
Next week on RFC. Last week. Let's see here. Earthspark debuts on Paramount Plus. It sure did.
I watched it. It's pretty good.
My kid loved it for like 2 days, and she hasn't watched it since.
Really good production values, though.
It really did have good production values.
Yeah, I really like this Megatron. It's a fresh take on him. I'm just afraid that they'll either pull the whammy and he goes evil again, but for all the wrong reasons, or they do a complete 360 and it's Optimus that does like a Civil War kind of motif.
Oh, Hasbro will never let that happen.
Yeah,
But, like, in general, the best thing I can say about Earthspark is that the episodes I watched really gave me Transformers animated vibe.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's see here. Photos, Studio Series, Eraser, Voyager Battle Trap. Photos. We got that mug that showed the Maximals together. And the first person I saw share that was Walkie on Twitter, and I thought he'd found the mug. I'm like, it's fitting that he found that. But it wasn't Walkie. Somebody found it. Desaurus hit its funding goal.
Yeah,
in November.
It didn't take all that long.
It sure did.
And did way better than any of us predicted it would have.
It sure did.
Yeah.
In December, we learned that Studio Series 100 is
Bumblebee.
Another Bumblebee.
Another Bumblebee.
Like I said at the time, though, like if you just think about it a little bit, it makes perfect sense. It's appropriate for Studio Series 100 to be movie Bumblebee.
He is the Studio Series character.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Optimus Prime in general is the primary Transformers character, the primary film character is Bumblebee.
Yeah, absolutely. Bumblebee's still the only one that had a movie named after him.
True. The official reveal of Battle Trap and Bumblebee happened.
And then there was some behind the scenes content too.
Upcoming collaboration, Project Bear. Still don't.
I don't think we know what that is still.
No, could be a couple different things, but that's what I'm really looking forward to finding out. I think the last big leak of the year was the 2024 legacy listings leaked. Yeah. 2024.
Jeez.
Desaurus hit its funding goal, unlocked everything, and finished above Victory Saber, making it the most successful, highest selling in volume Transformers HasLab ever. And it's so successful they threw in a couple extra Micromasters.
There have only been 3.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way I wrote it, it was the highest selling Transformers HasLab yet. Yeah. We talked about this, but I don't even remember it. We got Wave 5 or saw Wave 5 of Transformers Ultimates. Yeah, so that has the Starscream in the process of dying.
And Megatron in mid transformation.
Yeah.
From Megatron to Galvatron in Transformers movie. I canceled all of my Ultimates pre-orders. I'll probably still get the Alligator Con, but
I gotta get G2 Max. I gotta pick him up.
Yeah, I still want to get that, but I feel confident I can probably pick it up on sale not long after it releases.
Yeah, I agree. That's the reason I did it. Legacy Evolution Deluxe Animated Prowl and Motorcycle Junkion.
This was exciting.
It was exciting.
They both look really good.
They both look really good.
Just to let y'all know, there's already reviews up for the Junkion motorcycle up, just to let you know.
Cool. And G1 Animation Color Hound reissue leaked.
Yep,
Ditto.
the third of those
Which
Walmart cartoon
also-
reissues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which also looks really good in my
does.
opinion.
It does.
Oh, that means we're gonna have another Walmart collectors con. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they do come twice a year. There's also supposed to be a fourth one of these G1 reissues, so something's going to ship with Hound, presumably. And we don't really have a good lead on what. Probably an existing mold, something we've seen relatively recently. But
So if they're doing animation colors, I mean, things they have available, Soundwave, they have that Astrotrain mold. They could go another round of Devastator. There's already
Yeah, I
anime
think we're thinking it's going to be in the same price range as Starscream, Hot Rod, and Hound.
Astrotrain.
Astrotrain, Walmart tried to sell for $50 when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's it for our recap of the news for 2022. 2023 is sure to be just as exciting.
Or is it?
Or is it? Next week, we'll resume our normal weekly RFC podcast, but this week is our big 2022 recap. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for being here this year with us. And like every episode, we want to thank our patrons at the Touch tier. If you're a patron at the Touch tier, you get mentioned on the show each week. Plus, you get to be on History on the Fives podcast with Rob Clay. Just posted an episode, I think maybe a couple episodes of History on the Fives to the public feed. I posted, and actually, no, I think I posted to the Patreon a couple days ago, which means it'll be next week. We'll have a new episode on the public feed. But like last week, we posted a podcast to the public feed. If you're a patron, you get History on the Five a week early. But in general, if you're a patron, you get the podcast in a higher bit rate, ad free. You get History on the Fives a week early. You get, if there's an edited version of the show, if, like, for example, if Don says something like really crazy and something that, like, I couldn't put on the public feed, like
Or
if
me.
Don's too wild, Don Gone Wild, stuff like that, that would go on the unedited version. Yeah.
New podcast?
Yeah.
That'll be next week on our predictions.
Yeah, so that would go into the unedited version, and patrons get both the regular version and the unedited version. So, but if you're a patron, you get access to that. But again, patrons at the Touch tier, you get mentioned on the show each week. Plus, you get to be on History on the Fives if you so choose. But and of course, patrons at the Touch tier also are listed on our website at tfradio.net/credits. I'm going to go ahead and list that right now. Kevin Dorsey, Tyrell Gwynn, Sean Williamson, Sean Hamilton, Sean Bratton, Rick Mahurin, Rabbits, Ness, Spider Bob, Joey Russell, Jay Klein Rye, Jacob Owen Lucia, Hector Bones, Eric Griffin, Emmett Stresovich, Blake Reynolds, AJ, Cobra Island, and Ryan Bona. Thank you all so much. You are awesome. And again, if you want to be a patron, go to patreon.com/tfradio. If you want to find us, you can find everything at tfradio.net. That's where you can find all our stuff. If you want to find us on Twitter, we are at TF Radio. We're on Instagram at TF Podcast and on Facebook at facebook.com/TF Radio. And you can find me personally on Twitter sometimes at bkilby. I've deleted my Twitter account like twice. I like barely logged into it recently, but I like chickened out. Like I went in and turned it back on, but I'm like tweeting less and less. Like if you just really want to like check out the stuff I'm doing, just go to briankilby.com. But like if you really want to follow me on Twitter, you can. It's at bkilby. Or I'm also on Instagram at briankilby. Rob is not here, but he is on Twitter at flailthroughs. And Chris, how else can you get a hold of Rob? You probably know that off the top of your head.
I think his Twitter is actually Rob Flails.
Is it Rob Flails?
Yeah.
Did he get rid of Flailthroughs?
I don't think he ever had Flailthroughs as a Twitter account.
Oh, well, he's on Flailthroughs. That's his YouTube.
that's his YouTube where he plays Gundam games, primarily Gundam Battle Operation, which is a free-to-play online multiplayer Gundam game, which has been going and he's been covering for many, many years now. It's actually quite amazing how consistent he's kept up with that, even through hospitalization, which is a good trick.
Yeah.
That was a couple of years ago now, I think. Wow. If you want to support what Rob's doing or request custom color schemes or rounds of the game, you can do so through his Patreon at patreon.com/flailthroughs. And he has an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/playlist if you just want to be nice and send him things he would like. As for myself, you can find me in our Discord, tfradio.net/discord. Great group of people in there. It's my favorite place to talk about this dumb hobby stuff we all do. If you want to see stuff I've done, it's collected at playwithphotography.com. If you want to throw some support my way, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos. And my Amazon wish list is tfradio.net/chrislist, which, random acts of kindness are always appreciated no matter the time of year, but I will point out that my birthday is coming up in about 2 weeks, and it's always nice to get some things to make typically depressing time of year be a little bit happier. So thank you.
Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4EVR.
Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can like or follow my YouTube page at TF Radio, or no, youtube.com/RFC Reviews, where I will be posting more videos this year.
Cool.
That is my resolution.
Cool. Let's see here. Rob Springer is not here. Robo Rob Springer on Twitter, zonebase.org. John Luna not here. He's at that John D everywhere. And just yesterday, I posted a new episode of RPG Lessons Learned. And we have new episodes scheduled to go up, I think, the next several Wednesdays as well. So check that out if you ever listen to that podcast. Dusty is back after a year break and talking about role-playing games. So a lot of fun. Well, thank you all for being here. We'll see you next week. Catch you later.
Bye, everybody.
Recording stopped.
Oh, I honestly, to begin with, I thought we're going to do this in 20 minutes, but we so did not do that in 20 minutes.
No, I mean,
it was about an hour.
Yeah, right at an hour.
I expect it to be at least 90 minutes, so I'm actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm quite happy with the
me too.
rate at which we
Yeah,
went through
it's less than a regular show recording. So
Yeah, so the whole thing is going to be about 2 hours, right at 2 hours, I think. So
that's ideal.
yeah. I need to go back and
Yeah, because we stretched the fun stuff out for a while.
yeah.
I assume my audio was fine
It's
the whole
fine.
way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
I need to go in and do some editing on the first two parts, especially I think we talked a while about not knowing what the price of Skyfire was. I think I'm going to have to go in and edit all that out. Like during the earlier recording.
Yeah, after we got off that show, I was so confused because I was like, I knew in my head I paid for it already, and then
I ordered it. I had forgotten that I had ordered the damn thing.
Somewhere said it was coming out in March. Now Hasbro Pulse said
Big Bad has it
May.
for $270.
Well, that's
So-
Hasbro Pulse. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing with the Pulse stuff is like we're pretty sure that it's a continuous production run. So the first batch of them goes to the Japanese wholesale, and everything after that point is what goes to the international distribution.
Big Bad is showing in February.
Ah,
But also Big Bad is requiring a non-refundable deposit, whereas
It's expensive.
Toy Dojo is not. So that is something right there if that helps.
yeah, and the place I didn't know if I should say it on the thing, but I ordered mine from deep discount, so who knows when I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, right.
But it was on a good sale to get
Okay.
it for $220.
All right. Well, listen, guys, I'm going
You
to
go ahead.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all
Go
take
Feel
care.
better,
rest up,
Don. Take it
Feel
easy.
better.
Too, Don, feel better. Get some
Rest. Yeah.
get some of that medicine.
We've already messaged my doctor through my chart. We're just waiting for a reply.
Okay.
So-
Good.
Paxlovid, that's it. Paxlovid.
Paxlovid.
Yeah. All right. Good night, guys.
All
Night,
right,
Don.
good night.
Oh man, I'm tired.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna get off. too.
Yeah, people watching live, I'm going to go to bed.
All right.
So
See you next week, everybody.
So we'll see you. Bye, people.
Everybody.
Goodbye, Twitch.
so long.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Farewell.